IVM.
This show is powered by Storytel. Storytel is a platform with thousands of audiobooks available. I'd like to recommend The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. Douglas Adams is one of my favorite authors, and he writes about science fiction fantasy. It changes the way that you look at the universe and the way that you think about aliens, and he's so funny that I've often fallen off the seat of my bus while going to college reading his books. It's an absolute hoot, and I definitely recommend that you read or listen to The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Also remember, if you use the link storytel.com/IVM, that's STORYTEL.com/IVM, you get a free 30-day trial instead of a 14-day trial. So do check out storytel.com/IVM. Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with vitamins. Did you know that there are 4 vitamins that can only be absorbed by the body in the presence of fat? These are A, E, D, and K, which means that if you're not getting enough fat in our diet, chances are you're not getting these important vitamins as well. However, these are also the 4 vitamins whose dose should be given by your doctor. And this is because the body cannot get rid of excess fat-soluble vitamins easily. This can be dangerous. All the other vitamins are water-soluble. Hence, the body just pees out the excess. Ever noticed how your urine looks like this bright yellow, almost fluorescent color after taking a multivitamin tablet? What is so interesting about vitamins is that the scientists are discovering new vitamins each year, and the list of vitamins keeps growing longer and longer. Nutrition science is so fascinating to me because it's always changing. New things are being discovered all the time, and we are learning new ways in which the body functions. Just think about the complexity of the body, the number of moving parts, the way in which the blood flows or the brain thinks. So yes, every few years, you will keep hearing new nutrition learnings that challenge our old belief systems. And we must be comfortable with that fact and be agile enough to change along with it. So the best way to approach our nutrition is like an experiment. One of the biggest nutritional belief system changes that has taken place in recent times is with regards to fats. We spent the last 20 years demonizing fats, where fats were the believed cause of heart disease. All our products turned into fat-free things. The labels on our food would have had a heart logo on it, no fat added, etc., etc. Our cooking oils moved from natural fats to trans fats, which are artificially hydrogenated. We moved from butter to margarine, as these were believed to be better for the heart, which we later found out was not true. Then, the prestigious Times magazine published an article saying, "Sorry, we got it wrong. Butter is actually good for you." And this shook up our belief system again. It threw us into a tizzy because now we had no idea who to trust. What the hell was going on? The world went crazy. And I was one of them. I was confused and enraged. How can I have been so blindly following one advice only to be told later on that this was wrong? How many other things have the expert told us that could be wrong? So the only way that I figured to make peace with these changing nutritional facts is to mix ancient wisdom with whatever the new learnings are. And this way I realize that it is a learning process and an experimentation process. And I have made peace with the fact that science will grow and my beliefs will change. So today we will talk about the new learnings about fat. For decades we've been told to fear fat. Fat is the enemy because it gives you a heart attack or it makes you put on weight. So let's deal with the heart attack conversation first. I don't want to spend too much time discussing it because I'm not a medical doctor. In fact, I will soon have a medical doctor on the podcast to discuss fat and heart issues. But new studies are showing that cholesterol from the food or fat from the food is not what causes the plaque buildup in our arteries. In fact, HDL and LDL are high density or low density lipoproteins, which is a combination of fat and proteins, but not fat. We've been taught that as soon as you eat fat, it will emerge in your arteries and clog them up. Not true. The cholesterol that is there is actually a repair tool of the body, repairing the damage caused by inflammatory foods, sugar primarily. As I say, we will dive deep into this on another special podcast. The next big learning is that eating fat does not become fat in your body instantly. The issue is that we refer to fat from food and fat on our bodies with the same name. We call everything fat. We call ourselves fat. And fat is such a useless word, especially if you use it in a way to describe yourself. You are not fat. You have excess fat. Just changing this one simple style of referring to yourself will increase your self-confidence. Now imagine a world where all the fat we got from food was called lipids instead of fats. So I fry my egg in a lipid called ghee. Olive oil is a lipid I put on my salad. We have to break this negative association with fats. Fats are an essential building block for our body. Our brain is made up of fat. Our nerves and cell walls are made up from fat. Fat is also used as insulation for our internal organs. Fat is where the body stores toxins it can't get rid of. And if you don't eat enough of the right kinds of fat, the body can't function at its best. So we have to give our body good quality fats to use. The best fats come from natural sources that require no processing. Nuts like almonds or pistachios, animal fats, ghee, butter, olive oil, MCT oil, coconut oil, sesame oil, mustard oil, and if you're fancy, avocado oil. Most other oils can be inflammatory in nature. Groundnut oil, soya bean oil, rice bran oil, safflower oil, margarine, and other hydrogenated oils. I'll put these in the show notes as well so it's easy to refer to. The lipids I just mentioned are guidelines. Please always do your own research. Do not blindly follow what I'm saying. After my own extensive research of talking to experts in the field, I've arrived at this list mentioned. As always, some oils will come as a shocker. Like most people are shocked that groundnut oil is inflammatory in nature. As your habit coach, I want you to stop fearing fats. Fats are not the problem. It is the mix of fats and carbohydrates that's the problem. So when you put the butter on a slice of toast, the butter is good for you. The toast is what is bad and inflammatory. So I want to leave you with 3 guiding principles. Number 1, never mix your carbohydrates and fats, which is why cakes and biscuits are so bad. Number 2, stop buying low-fat products. They are useless. And 3, make sure you're eating nuts or some form of olive oil every day. This is easy if you eat a salad every day by default. And check out the Salad a Day podcast. So embrace fats. They are not the enemy. Our brains are made up of fat, for heaven's sake. The only word of caution is that there is one rare genetic mutation that causes you to increase the plaque in your arteries very quickly if you do eat a lot of fat. So do routine blood tests and keep your doctor informed. Humans have been eating fats for centuries. Fat was always the most prized part of the meal. So let's embrace our ancient wisdom and begin to fall in love with fat again. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome180.
Do you have a night routine? Well, everyone has one. And the to-do list usually looks like this. Brush your teeth, set that alarm, get into your pajamas, and switch off those screens. But here's one more to add to that list. Tune into the Positively Unlimited podcast for a dose of positive action and tips on how to build powerful mindsets. Episodes out every Monday on the IVM Podcast app ivmpodcast.com, or wherever you tune into podcasts.
Did you know that Parsis in Mumbai, instead of being left at the Tower of Silence after they die, are now cremated? And why? Because a cow fell sick in the early 1990s. Did you know that the smog in Delhi is caused by something that farmers in Punjab do and that there's no way to stop them? Did you know that there wasn't one gas tragedy in Bhopal, but 3? One of them was seen, but 2 were unseen. Did you know that many well-intentioned government policies hurt the people they're supposed to help? Why was demonetization a bad idea? How should GST have been implemented? Why are all our politicians so corrupt when not all of them are bad people? I'm Amit Verma, and in my weekly podcast, The Seen and the Unseen, I take a shot at answering all these questions and many more. I aim to go beyond the seen and show you the unseen effects of public policy and private action. I speak to experts on economics, political philosophy, cognitive neuroscience, and constitutional law so that their insights can blow not only my mind, but also yours. The Seen and the Unseen releases every Monday. So do check out the archives and follow the show at seenunseen.in. You can also subscribe to The Seen and the Unseen on whatever podcast app you happen to prefer.